coding from programming computers to have generic learning algorithms where you through examples, and lots of examples, millions and billions of examples, teach the computer what the proper response should be. So we sort of move away from having all-knowing programmers implementing deterministic, complete solutions, which we know will not really succeed, which is what we call bugs and things like that, and move towards a future which is happening right now, where we basically just train the computers with generic learning algorithms, and it's the data that basically determine what the output is going to be.
So when we think about, when you and I were talking, you made a very good point that this gives an edge to those companies that do it right. I think all of us as Amazon customers and Uber customers know kind of what that is, but can you talk more about that?
Yeah, it's the idea of using machine learning is, as I mentioned before, to take sort of the engineer, the analyst out of the loop. And we see that in a number of places. So in Uber, for instance, if you want to improve the pickup experience, so you can have people sitting and looking at maps and basically realize, or read maps and realize that you're not allowed to stop and pick up passengers on Market Street in San Francisco. Yeah, there's like a $200 fine if you do that. Yeah? So you can do it the intelligent way, the human way, but how's that going to scale to every city that you're in? Yeah? So rather what you do is that you gather all the data in from every pickup. There are millions of them every day in many, many cities. Yeah? So you gather the data and you basically have the computer learn what makes a good and easy and frictionless pickup. And then you start asking the computer that when someone is requesting a vehicle, say on Market Street, yeah, and you will all see that in the Uber app, when they click on Market Street, the app will say go to the corner, because when people went to that corner, that's where they had a good pickup and a frictionless pickup. And the computer learned that over time, and now it's paying back and making that recommendation to people. Yeah?
So when we look at companies like Uber and Amazon, they were organically built with this mindset. But those are just a few such companies. Most companies, many of you here in the audience, represent enterprises that were not organically built. Over time, in fact, probably in the last 5 years, you've been forced to collect a lot of data. I call this needing to have machine learning by duress, right? Most of the people that I meet have to do it, they don't know how to do it. So what are some of the, and what we're seeing is data science is going in, and kind of there's a lot of confusion about where does data science end, where does AI become. So can you talk about the non-organic companies and how they go about doing this?
Yeah, I think that first and foremost it's about picking what I call the low-hanging fruit. There are lots of business problems that are easily dealt with by using machine learning systems and by using AI. I think that it's important not to get involved in very complex decision making and try to do that. Uber, Amazon, yeah, they figured that out, but that's because they really started on this path quite a long time ago. But for new entrants, it's really about identifying core business problems that today are hard to solve. But where you have lots of data, yeah? You can imagine an online shoe seller selling shoes with free returns. What do people do? They buy 2 or 3 pairs, different sizes. They return those sizes that do not fit. And you look at that and say, wow, that's a business problem I have there. But you also have a lot of data. All the returns are valuable data, because now you can learn not only your individual customers' shoe sizes, but you can also learn about how different brands, they run small or normal or large. So that's a small example of solving a really pressing business problem by basically gathering the data. And I bet that a lot of companies would consider things like return data like something that they throw away, not really use.
So